Hey gang, it's Bob Bannister from CGCM Rock Radio and Rock is Not Dead Australia. Now, I've got a treat for you today. There's a brand new band out of Australia called Runt. These guys have just signed with XMusic and they are just starting their journey right now. And boy, I love the sound these guys have. They got a brand new project on the way, so you want to keep watching and listening for that one. They've only got one song out so far, and I tell you, I really like it. We're going to hear a clip of that in just a few moments. And before we get into it, why don't you do us all a favor? Click that like, share, and subscribe button. Let us know what you think by leaving a comment and telling your friends, hey, you know what? There's this really cool channel out there, and they interview some really cool artists. So, with that being said, what do you say we step into the Rock Talk studio, sit down, and have a chat with Jesse from the band Runt from Queensland, Australia, on this edition of Rock Talk with CGCM Rock Radio and Rock is Not Dead Australia. And here we go. As promised, another edition of Rock Talk with CGCM Rock Radio and Rock is Not Dead Australia. Joining us this time from Brisbane, Australia, we have got Jesse Attard from the band Runt. Welcome to Rock Talk, my friend.
Hey Bob, thanks for having us.
It is great to have you on here. Now, you've just released a single called Forever. Tell us a little bit about that song.
Yeah, we sure did. We just signed with X Music, and yeah, just we've got an album ready, and that was our first cab off the rank with our first single. Yeah, and there's I think three to be released before the album comes out, and yeah, exciting stuff.
Very cool. And I gotta say, I've been following Tim at X Music and the guy is building a very, very impressive stable with that label.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's that's one thing sort of caught our attention to it, and we were happy once we signed with him because I think it's the best move for us, and yeah,
Absolutely. And it just seems like the Australian rock scene is alive and kicking. I mean, there's just bands coming out of everywhere, it seems.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, and it's getting less and less hard to find good ones. They're everywhere now, and some good lineups and some good festivals and shows that are being put together out here. And I mean, the some of the biggest rock bands in the world are Australian bands. So um, yeah, it's great.
Absolutely. So tell us the story of Runt. What's the backstory?
Well, pretty much. I've been a touring musician for as long as I can remember, and uh, but always had a passion for originals, and always been a writer myself. So uh, I just I recorded this album myself, and got some like-minded musicians together, and yeah, we just want to just get out there and play, and um, that's pretty much it in a nutshell for the beginning of it, and yeah.
So what would you say is your main sound? Like what are you would you say you're grunge? Would you say you're hard rock? Would you say you're classic rock?
I'd say hard rock. I mean, there's elements of everything in there, really. My influences and even the rest of the boys are different to me as well, and I think it's what sort of brings it all together. And it's hard to sort of say any one thing. Like I love everything from the Beatles to Van Halen to Stone Temple Pilots. So there's a bit of
Hmm.
everything in there, for me anyway.
And in listening to Forever, I couldn't pigeonhole it. Like there's a little bit of grunge and there's a little bit of that hard rock sound, and it's good rock and roll. That's what I call it.
Yeah, yeah. I think with my main thing has always been if I'm not excited about what's being written, I move on to the next thing. I don't try and sound like anything, like I don't
Right.
go, we need to be a grunge band or we need to be a rock band. We just go, sounds good, let's keep working on it. If we're excited about it, then we'll keep writing it. And if not, we'll just keep moving.
So then what is your creative process like? Is it so you wake up in the middle of the night with a song idea, so you got to quickly write it down, or is it
Pretty
something you
much.
just slowly percolate?
Yeah, no, it's I could go months without writing something,
Hmm.
and I can't force myself to. I try to. I've tried in the past, and it just nothing good comes out of that. So yeah, it's just whenever the inspiration strikes and something comes to mind, I just have to get into the studio as quick as possible and nut it out. Yeah.
I think you know what? It's the same way with radio production because with I do a lot of the production for CGC Rock Radio, and if I try and force myself to do something, I can't do it. I've got to wait for the inspiration to strike, and then
Yeah, that's right.
bam.
Yeah.
Some days I'll lock myself in my studio here, and I'll be in here for you know 4, 5, 6 hours just banging out stuff, and then other days I'll come in for 10 minutes and just leave again.
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah, and I think that the most inspiring the things that inspire other people, I find like favorite songs that we've written of other people's are always the ones that were the easiest to write. They
Hmm.
just go in and they just sort of it's almost like they've been written. They just sort of fall out. Yeah.
So with that being said, would you have a song that maybe comes on your playlist or you hear it on the radio and you just go, "Damn, I wish I wrote that."
Yeah, Back in Black by AC/DC. That'd be good. Yeah. Oh, there's so many, especially as I said before with the Beatles. I think they were the greatest songwriters in the world. Um, yeah, a lot of that. You think, how did they write that?
Yeah.
Uh, yeah.
So with that being said, then would are you do you fall into the Lennon McCartney camp or are you a George Harrison fan?
I love them all, but Lennon and McCartney, I can't really argue with that.
Right on, but could you argue with John's argument that when George joined the band, he wasn't a very good songwriter, but when he left the band, he was the best songwriter?
Oh, I don't know. I think they all sort of evolved as they went along. Like you listen to the very early stuff and it was great, but it was almost just sort of poppy in a way. And
Hmm.
then as they sort of I suppose got more confident as writers um and learnt, they just started writing unbelievable stuff.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I won't argue with that on with
Yeah.
you there.
Just sort of answering the question without answering it, I guess. But yeah, I don't know.
No, that was a
Um,
great answer. I
yeah.
will hand you that. And then transition into something that's very similar though. Do you have a musical shall we say a guilty pleasure musically?
Guilty pleasure. Hmm.
Hmm.
I don't know. I sort of, if I like something, I sort of, yeah, don't feel guilty about it. If it sounds good to me, I'm like, cool, that sounds great. Yeah, I don't know. Nothing comes to mind really. Um, yeah, I don't know.
All
I'm
right.
sorry. Yeah, yeah.
No, no, that's really cool. That's really cool. So has Runt done many live gigs?
Not a lot at the moment. It's still a pretty new band. Sorry about that.
Hmm.
Dog's going off in the
Ah, it's
background.
okay. I'm a dog
Um,
person myself.
yeah, he's hard. He can't shut this one up. I tell you. Um, but uh, no, no, not a lot of live gigs yet. The cool thing is being signed to XMusic is we're getting on a lot of those bills,
Yeah.
and that's going to be really cool because some great bands on there too that we're excited to play some shows with.
So what's on the radar for the rest of 26? I know we're only a few months in, but can you give us a sneak peek as to what we're looking at down the road?
Yeah, so we've got the XMusic show, which is their fifth anniversary. So that'll be
Mm.
really cool to do, and I think it coincides with our next single release,
Ah,
um, but which comes out the same day. And then I think we're looking a few months later, releasing the third single, and then October I think's the plan for the album release, which will be really cool.
and do you have a tentative working title for that album yet?
I think it's just going to be self-titled, just straight up Runt
There
for
you
the
go.
first one. Yeah.
There you go. That's a formula that, they say if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, for sure.
So in those few gigs that you've played live, have you had like a spinal tap moment on stage?
Nothing yet, thank God. But I tell you what, our drummer does like his gardening, so there might be something forming there. Who knows? Nasty gardening accident.
But nobody's fallen off the stage or dropped their guitar or anything like that.
No, not in this band. I have fallen off stage before. I tore a bunch of ligaments in my ankle. That
Oh.
wasn't fun. Yeah, wiped out a few people in the front row too. They broke my fall. So yeah,
But
yeah.
the show
Don't you
must go
don't.
on.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you don't realize, you don't notice the pain until the adrenaline wears off a couple of hours later, and you go, "Oh, can't walk. What's going on?"
Right on, right on. Now, before we wrap this up, I like to do a little something called it's got nothing to do with music whatsoever. It's just some nonsensical questions, some top of the head answers. I call it this or that. If you're ready, we can
All right.
jump right in.
Yeah, yeah. Let's go.
All right. Sweet snacks or spicy snacks?
Oh, spicy snacks.
Summer or winter?
Summer.
Ocean or
From
mountain?
Queensland.
Yeah,
Got
there
to
you
say
go.
summer.
There you
Yeah.
go. Ocean or mountains?
Ocean.
French fries or onion rings?
French fries. Chips.
There you go. There you go. Maple syrup or honey?
um. Oh, I haven't had maple syrup very much. I'm gonna have to say honey, I think.
All right. And finally, the
Yeah.
big question that divides everybody, pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
No.
There you go. There you go. All right. Jesse Altard from the band Runt from Brisbane. I want to thank you for joining us on this edition of Rock Talk. Why don't you take a few moments and shamelessly self-promote Runt?
Oh, look, I don't think anyone I've showed the stuff to's been disappointed, or at least they're not telling me they are. And yeah, look, we're all really excited. And as I said, um, it, we won't write what we don't like. And I think any sort of classic rock, grunge, or hard rock, even metal fans are going to like what we're doing. And yeah, we're real proud of it. So yeah, make sure you get onto it and listen to it, buy it.
Very, very cool. And don't forget to hit that like, share, subscribe, leave a comment as well. Drop a comment about Runt, drop a comment about CGCM Rock Radio, Rock is Not Dead Australia, XMusic, all that fun stuff. And we'll catch you again next time on another edition of Rock Talk.